If you're a do-it-yourselfer or a mechanic or maybe just a handyman, you're probably familiar with a filter wrench. But if you're not, we're going to go over the different kinds, and if you are, we're going to see if you're using the right kind for the right job. What's up guys, this is Brent with 247parts.com, and if you happen to like this video or find value in this video, we just ask that you would hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as that helps us out as well. Now, talking all about filter wrenches here, as you can see, I have 4 different styles of filter wrenches here, and like I said, if you're familiar with these, then maybe we can get you into the right one for the job that you're doing. And if you're not familiar with filter wrenches, then hopefully we can get you there and get you a little more comfortable with using them if you're about to dive into doing your own maintenance. Now we'll start over here on the left hand side, as these are going to be my favorite style of filter wrenches just because of how easy they are to use. So what we have here are a couple different sizes and styles of metal band filter wrenches here. Now as you can see, these are different in size here. They're both going to function the same, and how that is that we put the filter in, and then as you see, we'd rotate this over, and that's going to put tension on that filter simply by rotating the handle around the filter. And then here on this one is going to be the same way, but the thing that I really like about this one is that also that head is going to swivel. So if you're in one of those tough situations where we have to go in at a weird angle and don't have a lot of room, you do have that flexibility of moving that head around. Now just to give you a little better visual, just for an example, here would be an example of a filter, and let's say we had to go in and remove that filter. We'd simply slide our band over the filter and then raise the handle up, creating that tension on the filter, and this is going to create that tension to allow you to pull and tug and release it or tighten it. Now also, like I said, if we were in a sticky situation where we didn't have much room, you can also bend that handle down, or if we needed to bend it forward, whichever way, you do have that pivoting handle. But just overall, the metal band filter wrenches are some of my favorites to use, just because, like I said, so easy to use, not much to think about whenever using this filter wrench. Now next is going to be one more for our larger filters, as you can only get so small with these. Now this is still going to work on a filter this size, it's just not going to be as convenient trying to get this into a small tight area. So maybe if you're working on tractors, or larger pieces of equipment where you're going to have those larger exposed filters, then a big set of lockjaw, almost like channel lock pliers, but as a filter wrench is going to be the option, because as you can see, we can get wide enough that if we had one of these large hydraulic filters, we can get all the way around it to where we can squeeze that and be able to use these pliers if you have enough open space. Lastly is going to be 2 different style of filter wrenches that I use mostly. If you've watched any of my videos, my how-to videos on this channel, or any of the videos over on our other channel, Western Equipment, you've seen me use one of these 2 styles, and these are going to be what I primarily use on lawnmowers, as this filter cap wrench right here, even though they make different sizes of these, this is going to be perfect for most of your lawnmower filters. And the great thing about this is that it fits right on the end, and it's got double grooves here on the inside. It's got a set of grooves here on the outside, and then a set of grooves a little deeper down in to grab onto those different filters. So once you go ahead and slide that on, then you can take your 3/8 ratchet and actually put that right into the end of this filter, and then use it to either take the filter off or put it back on, whichever one you're doing. So super simple there. Now sometimes what you'll have here is that after a while, these cast aluminum filters here will get worn out, but these are super cheap to buy, super easy to find. So if one does happen to wear out on you, you can easily toss this one and go get yourself a new one. But if you run into that situation, this is why I always keep backups on hand, is I've had situations on mowers where I've started out with this filter and I've either rounded out the filter or got it to where it was so hard and so stuck that I could not use this wrench to be able to get that off. So then my next move here was to go to the nylon strap wrench. Now this is an interesting design, and this is one that a lot of people probably don't prefer, just because it's a little bit quirky and a little bit frustrating sometimes to use. But how you're going to use this is, if we had that filter sitting on the side of the engine there, what you would do is you would take the strap wrench over the filter just like that, and then what you have to do is you have to take and wind up the slack out of this wrench by rolling up and making tight and making tension there. Now what you have to do is make sure and position your strap to wherever you're going to have the most room for whether you are taking this filter off or putting it back on. You do have to make sure that you've got room for this to rotate around, and you also have to make sure that you have room to be able to get in a 1/2 inch ratchet here on the end to be able to continue to apply that pressure to the filter. So once you have that in place and then you have your 1/2 inch ratchet on, you can see that you're making a ton of tension right there on the top of that filter. Now, one thing that I also would tell you to keep in mind is that if you're using one of these nylon strap wrenches, you better be okay with having a ugly filter when it comes off of there. And this is definitely going to be one that you want to use when you're in those desperate times, because this thing will get into places that you may have trouble getting other wrenches in, and also this tension is just going to keep on going. The harder you turn this ratchet, the more tension is going to go. It could possibly dent that filter, but eventually it's going to get the job done. So I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you found some value in this video. And if you did, once again, we just ask you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as that helps us out as well. If you have any other questions or any comments, or feel like I left anything out, make sure to leave those down in the comment section below so I can be sure to get back with you. And if you're looking for these different filter wrenches, make sure to go check out 247parts.com. You can get them right there on the site, delivered right to your door. And if you're looking for videos more just about equipment, make sure to go check out our other channel, Western Equipment. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, make sure to go buy your parts right here and subscribe right here.